Another key revelation for me was this notion of sisterhood. One of your sisters is sitting there, and what you all did in this Whiphold legacy that you built together, which is out there for people to read about, to get inspired about. Until I read this book, I did not know where that came from. And so for me, it was quite revealing that it was another version of what you were being taught by Serobe, and how these women that you were exposed to, legends of our time, as your son said on the Blue Train story. Actually, it was only natural that this would happen, that you and your sisters will go there to empower millions of women. For those that have yet to read the book, do you want to kind of reveal what I'm talking about in a business school we have to speak academia, the antecedents, what happened before. The antecedents of Whiphold. Whiphold was built on a very strong foundation of a lived experience of the sisterhood and your Mama Zalas. Share with us those experiences, how you were taught to be a social entrepreneur, how you were taught to serve before you receive. Because in the process of serving, you're receiving much more than you would ever have imagined if you were just sitting there waiting to receive.
Luckily, Wendy is here.
Not that one.
This one. Yeah. When Wendy came up with this idea of starting a Whiphold, the ground was fertile because we were seeing that there is transformation, but white men and black men are comfortable with each other now, and women are left behind now. Flowers again, right?
Yes.
And so when we started to think about Whiphold, once she planted that idea, having come from a meeting somewhere, the first thing we did, once we could conceptualize, was to go back to these women, these leaders. They have been leaders in community organizations, Omam Sali Motlana, Omam Leya Dudu, or Oma Kuzwayo, Oma Ellen Kuzwayo, Oma Mhlala. But means this because they were activists.
So let's just pause a second. Do you guys know these names?
Yes. You know these names, right? They are legends.
It's important that we actually acknowledge these amazing leaders, and we need to actually work very hard to write about them. And here's the thing, we shouldn't be waiting for somebody else to be writing about them. It's up to us to also be writing about them, because we are that somebody else, right? So you went and spoke to these legends.
So they were really tough women. Just to start at the beginning, when the cooking thing failed, my mother-in-law dragged me to all her meetings, community work meetings. So I've been to all of them now, whether it's the Housewives League, Black Consumer Union, Ikacheng, Samani Sisters, YWC, you name every community organization. I have been there. Sometimes I'm made to write minutes because they don't have money to do things. Sometimes I'm being asked to serve tea, but the conversations are happening in my presence. Remember, coming from university, you don't know much about the social challenges. University doesn't teach you that. And so when you listen, you go, wow, there's havoc there. And that's what they're trying to fix, right? And so by the time we come to, so I learned a lot of that. I was equipped to deal with community things. And so the social orientation was a natural thing. In fact, everything that I do, I'm preoccupied with have we included everyone. That's what came from that. So when Wendy and them decided to do a Whiphold, so the first people we called to consult was these leaders. We took them away for the weekend and to share with them what we were thinking of doing. And the first response is that we are not business people, we don't know what we are doing. I said, but you are leaders, we are looking for wisdom. And so we will spend that weekend with them. We even shared rooms. Who was your roommate? Mine was Salimutlana. We shared these rooms because after all these big conversations, you still continue in your room with them. You're learning more from them and you're taking as much as you can take out of them. At the end of the weekend, they had endorsed Whiphold as a concept. And
okay, I think they want to clap. That one in particular, she needs to be inducted into the Whiphold family.
So, and what was also important about that is that because we're still young, we are not as known. And we're going to take people's monies, and there were pyramid schemes now, money is getting lost and stuff like that. We needed to be endorsed by leaders who are known. That was important. And so because we've done these rounds with them, it was easy to congregate them. And they were so happy to support the Yamakotis and to do what's right. And we're very excited, very supportive. That's what helped. But then secondly, coming from that is the whole issue of we have to do road shows right through the country. We have to meet everyone. We have to give them 2 years to prepare to be shareholders of Whiphold, whether they are collecting money and keeping it in staffers and stock fails or in their own individuals. We must talk to domestic workers, we must talk to nurses, we must talk to teachers, we must talk to everyone who cares to do this, because we came from the position that says, for us the strength will be in the numbers now. We need to be as many of us as possible if we are going to make a dent in this thing of shifting women into the mainstream of the economy. It won't work if we are just 3 of us or 4 of us and so on and so on. Of course, if with 3 or 4 of us, we will be richer. But being many of us meant that you did spread the wealth. Key to us was that wealth must be spread, because we need women who can talk with all the independence in the world. And part of the problem, even with GBV, if you look at it, is the social arrangement that people stick and stay at home under difficult circumstances because their social status will change. And today you're driving a Mercedes-Benz, tomorrow you don't have, people will laugh at you and all of that. So it was important for us that you have women who are financially independent. At the same time, all of us were married, so we did not have the capacity to talk against men so strongly. All we wanted was, we're just looking for recognition for coexistence. We just want you to know that we are in the room and take into account our views too. That's what we're looking for. Not so much about replacing, it will take a long time.